Man, I came this close to calling this show the top of greatness and just renaming this show permanently. And then a Lemony Snicket style of unfortunate events occurred. We're late, my hair's messed up, and my guest host is half handicapped now. But we're going to keep going because that's showbiz, my friends. This week, my guest host is a legendary comic out of the back porch comedy scene. He has been a staple. And if you tell me that you go to back porch comedy and you don't know this guy's name, I am going to take my glove off and slap you in the face, sir, ma'am. Please give a hand for our guest host, Zach Van Gestel, host.
Hi.
Is it true that your last name is Gestel host? Zach Van Gestel host?
That's the full name. I don't use it on stage. Yeah.
That's why I asked you on my show, because I figured that it was Gestel host, and it just was fate. Yeah. Now you, Zach, you really frustrated me. Well, maybe the word is disappointed earlier.
Oh, great. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to be too harsh, but
let's get right into it.
You know, most of my guests don't ask me for the address of this studio. Yeah, they just allow me to send them a series of riddles that guides them here. But you just flat out asked me for the address, and you ruined all my fun. Yeah.
Okay.
So next time, you know, when we change studio locations, let me just send you the riddles, okay?
What was I supposed to do?
Left of Fairfield reveals to thee a triad of Mickeys, 1, 2, 3 Ds. All right, let's move on.
I would have been lost as shit, just so you know. I would have been very lost, more lost than I was already using my Google Maps on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'll tell you what. You are one of the 4 horsemen of the back porch comedy scene. That's how I think of you.
Yes, death and destruction.
Are you? Which horseman are you?
Probably the white one.
The white horse?
Yeah.
So which horse is Tony?
I don't know, what other colors are there?
And when the horses unite, what happens?
We put on a half-baked show most of the time. That's what happens.
Yeah, but what is the form? What is the final form? Is it a giant pony or?
No, I mean, I guess like a mutt or some sort of dog, you know, a mixed breed dog.
Yeah. But I knew you since the days when there sometimes might not be an audience at back porch comedy.
Right. Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah.
As they say, the salad days.
How did it grow to the place that it is today?
Well, a lot of those shows, a lot of you know, not a whole lot of audience members showing up. Frankly, not a whole lot of comedians showing up too. You know.
Yeah.
So just like stretch your time. Let's make this show last, right?
Yeah.
A lot of bombing, you know, a lot of going to other shows and seeing how it's done too. A lot of successful shows that we go to, other places.
So do you think it's just the growing talent that grew the audience?
Yeah, I think it's all of us growing together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're we're like, it's like a child.
Maybe that's all it is. I mean, surely you can't grow an audience just by growing talent. I mean, you got to have some hard workers on the back porch team promoting, right. You know, getting audiences in. But I mean, you guys have a killer audience every time now.
Yeah, that's been consistently a fun show.
I mean, well, by killer, I mean you have the population in the room. You know, Friday we had a full audience, and I completely bombed my set.
Yeah. Hey, me too, brother.
Yeah. Well, you were on before me, right?
No.
Yeah, you were on before.
I was opening the show.
Yeah, I was mad at the audience because I told one of my friends that this is one of the few, maybe even the first time that in my opinion I saw a comedian kill on stage you, and the audience just had no idea what was happening.
That's the difference between audience and comics, though. It's like, you know, you can be funny, and usually it's pretty funny when your friend bombs too. You know, but not.
Oh, yeah.
But not.
Right.
But sometimes it's frustrating to see, like, you know, someone do
Sure.
well, and not get the response they
Yeah,
deserve.
I mean, when one of my friends' timing is off and they're just telling their jokes all wrong, that's funny as shit. You know.
Yeah.
And one day when I get to know these guys better, you know, I'm not gonna have any mercy on you.
You're gonna sit me down and tell it to me straight.
No, I'm just gonna laugh. Yeah, just gonna laugh at you.
To your face.
Yeah.
Even
There's
better.
no advice to be given when a comedian bombs.
You don't think so?
No, but do you think that? I mean, some would say that that whether you kill or bomb is all based upon an audience reaction. I guess from one perspective that's true, but it's not your fault or my fault if the audience that came in doesn't understand our comedy. I mean clearly your timing was right. My timing was pretty good. And there wasn't anything wrong with your pacing. You were confident. You were you know, here's what I did. This is what I did that we both did Friday night. I just trudged on. The audience didn't affect me. I was enjoying my own jokes.
Right.
And you were clearly enjoying your own jokes.
Right.
You're making me laugh. Is it possible to kill when the audience just doesn't laugh at all?
Absolutely, it is. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, because at that point it's kind of like art, you know. That's when comedy becomes art. Is whenever like no one's laughing and you're still good. You're still going for it, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, like you know, you can't just blame the audience. You know, sometimes it is your fault, and sometimes sometimes the comedy in it is getting them to laugh at you, even though they're not laughing at your material. You know,
Yeah.
just go off the rails or something like that.
Tony is shouting. If he's watching this show right now, he is shouting at the screen for us to shut our mouths
Stop talking about
and
comedy.
move on. Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably pretty
Why
boring.
won't Tony talk about comedy with me? You think this is boring?
Probably because he's so good at it. It's like, whatever. Like, I don't, you know, you'll never understand.
You think I make these shows to entertain those people? Do what?
You people.
I don't. You know what? If you guys aren't entertained about by the anatomy of comedy, you need to go back and watch the beginnings of greatness. Get your juices going. Understand the importance of comedy. Come back to this show and watch the last 5 minutes. Right?
Right, yes.
Yes,
I agree.
that's
Yes.
right.
You people.
Anyways, we'll move on, but I'm just, you know. And before we do move on much further, let's stop and do a little bit of promotion. Every show we promote two things. Number one, the organization that puts all the effort into producing these shows around me and around my guest host. All volunteer work. If you see shadows moving around, that's our crew. I think now we have crew member 7, crew member 8, crew member 9, and crew member 10. This day has been absolutely fantastic because the moving of equipment and the setting up of each show has just been fast and fantastic. And it's all because of people who know and love what we're doing here. And NCG Studios, which I haven't even said yet, the name of the studio, NCG Studios is all about building shows that bring community together. I just take it on faith each week that that's what my show is doing, trying my ever-loving bestest, but at the end of the day, I think that this is just a Beavis and Butthead parody. But I'm trying to make it much, much higher class, guys, so just be patient with me. Anyways, after this show today, Dr. Jones is going to, his show is going to be on the same channel. It's called The Place. And I don't know exactly, well, I think that they're talking about the distinguishing differences between atheists and theists. I felt that was obvious. But here's the thing, guys. These guys get into some deep intellectual discussions. And honestly, I know some of the people who watch this show, and it's not quite suitable for all of you. It'll lose some of you. But for you guys who can grasp deep intellectual concepts, that show's for you, and you need to watch it. Zach, you're not going to enjoy that show, but you know there are some people out here that watch this show that are going to absolutely love it. You know.
Yeah, the dum-dums.
It's not for everybody.
The dum-dums won't enjoy it, basically.
Listen,
it's a challenge.
I was trying to put it.
It's
yeah,
a challenge. It
okay.
really is a challenge.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying my best to be nice. Anyways, secondly, I want to promote Back Porch Comedy because that was my third birth, guys. I was born from my mother. That's birth number 1.
Shouts out.
Shout out to my mother and the birth that she gave me, the bloody birth. Okay, too far. Sorry, guys. All right, this is a PG-14 show. All right. Shout out to my pastor when I was 3 years old, who baptized me. I was born again into the arms of Jesus. Right?
That's great.
Yeah, fist bump for that.
Yeah.
Woo.
Fist bump for Jesus. There should be
Fist bump for
Should
Jesus.
be a bumper sticker.
We should all fist each other for Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
What?
That's a different text altogether.
I can use words any way I want to. Fisting, 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 fisting. Get it right. Third birth. My comedy birth. At Back Porch Comedy. It was grotesque, but I came out a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful boy. And funny too. Didn't I? Didn't I?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're in the. Give
me some props.
You're a toddler. You're a comedy toddler.
Yeah. I'm learning to walk. My little toesies are kind of finding balance. And that's all thanks to the platform that Zach Van Gestel and the other 3 horsemen gave us. So go check them out. Back of Palafox or on Palafox, the back of Days Inn.
Days Inn.
On Palafox and Cervantes, DK.
Cervantes.
Yeah, he always corrects my pronunciation of that word.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Cervantes.
you don't say Amarillo, Texas, you know. You say Amarillo. Amarillo, Texas. That's how you say it.
So I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Well, I was agreeing with you. I was backing you up, man. You totally dropped the ball.
The
on me.
logic totally backed up DK.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Thanks for nothing. Palafox and Cervantes, back of Days In. Every Tuesday we do open mic. Friday we've got featured sets that are so good that you're going to have to pay a small amount of money to see them, and it's going to be worth it. Okay, you can go and watch some dumb thing on Amazon that you'll pay $5.99 for, or you can come up to Back Porch and pay $5, $10 to see an awesome live show. So do the second thing. All right, promotion over. All right. Zach, I got to ask you a question. I've asked one other guest this question before. I was very, very disappointed in the answer. And that is, which do you find more exciting? Baptism or jet skis? Have you ever been on a jet ski?
Yes, I've been on a jet ski.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, you know who I asked this question to. I asked
Right.
Tony.
Yeah.
And he was adamant that baptism was more exciting. I'm taking a poll because I am still undecided. He had me convinced that they weren't comparable because baptism was a ceremonial thing and the fun came after.
Right.
Okay? But that's cheating because I'm comparing baptism to jet skis. They both put you in water. They both are an exalting experience.
And my pastor took me on both rides.
Your pastor took you on a jet ski?
No.
Oh.
But I wish. That would have been a fun
Yeah.
church. It would have been a lot funner in church if I would have had a chance
I
to
probably
ride
no,
a
I
jet ski.
didn't. I did fun things with my church. Did you do fun things with your church when you were a kid?
I did a lot of fun things with my church. I always remember those lock-ins, you know.
Yes,
The
lock-ins.
Lock-ins were the most...
Co-ed lock-ins.
Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah.
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 I love church.
Just the thought of
And the co-ed lock-ins.
Let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, just thinking
That
about
was
it.
one of my top 3 reasons for going to church.
Dude, it's still in my
Yeah.
spank bank. You know what a spank bank is?
Yeah, I know
It's
what a
still
spank
my
bank is. Hell yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, half my spank bank is church. Ski trips, bus rides, co-ed bus rides,
Yeah.
lights off, nighttime. Love some church.
Lights off, nighttime. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. We snuck into this
Youth pastor with his head turned. He knows what's going on back there.
sneaking around the youth pastors, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
not looking. They're
Find it.
deliberately not looking.
You think so?
Yeah, because they don't want to deal with that shit.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
My youth pastor was hot. He's a 50-year-old white man.
You've become.
Yeah.
You become what you love so much.
He's half the reason that I went to my youth group. Love that guy.
My buddy.
Yeah. He ended up soliciting male prostitutes in his 60s in a
did?
park. And yes, he did.
Really?
I'm not making that up. Yeah. Yeah. Sexy man.
sexy until the day he was incarcerated.
So lock-ins. Tell me about your.
Well, do you want me to answer your question first?
Well, we'll come back to it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a wild show, Zach. We don't always finish
rails.
thoughts.
No reels.
Yeah.
Lock-ins. The lock-ins were fun. That's where you have the, just like the idea of getting to maybe feel up the girl you're attracted to in the pews next to you.
Yeah.
You're sitting there in church every Sunday and you're looking at her. Mary Elizabeth. That was her name.
Yeah. Mary Elizabeth, a very church name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to impress her by making a lot of baskets, and we were playing basketball a lot that night. I was trying to impress her.
Like actual basketball or wadded up paper and trash can?
There's a difference?
Oh.
No. Okay. No, actual basketball. Big orange balls.
Okay.
And I was doing 2 at once,
Oh, wow.
Dribbling 2 at once.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyways, I missed like every shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mission failed.
Well, I'm not good under pressure, I'll be honest.
So did you still win her over? No?
No, she wasn't really interested in me. She was probably interested in one of those, one of the hotter churchmen.
Yeah. I went on a ski trip with my church, with my youth group, and we did ride in dark buses at night with the youth pastor sitting up front. All the kids. What did he think was going to happen? Did he think that the Bible was going to make us behave ourselves independent of his eye?
I think it was like their way of testing us looking back on it now, you know?
Really? Because they never caught me. Yeah, well, anyways.
No, it's like now you're living with that now. You know? You're living with that guilt.
It was dark buses and massages. That was the key. Yeah.
Dark buses and misogyny.
Yeah, misogyny. That was a good topic. I want to dig deeper into that. That's not in my notes. Going to church.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, jet skis all the way.
Cool. All right. When's the first time you did crowd work?
Well, the first time that I remember it was you.
Was that really the first time?
Yeah,
that's why I asked you. I want to know if it was the first
whenever
time.
you spoke up.
That was
I know you just want to hear
that
stories
was
about
the
yourself.
easiest crowd work bit that I've seen any comedian have.
It did fall into my lap. Yeah.
After that show, I thought, because I hadn't told anybody at that point that I wanted to be a comedian. I think everybody was like, anytime I said no, they're like, whatever.
I didn't realize that I knew you until after it happened, though.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that makes it any better.
Yeah. It does, because I knew you. I thought we were friends back then.
It makes it awkward, that's for sure. Oh, man.
But yeah, after that shit was over, I was like, damn, man, he just made a whole bit out of one of my best stories. Does that count as comedy theft? When you just stand up on stage and ask somebody else?
No, it doesn't, because you weren't a comedian yet.
Are you sure?
You weren't a comedian yet.
I was hoping to get an apology.
What do you want me to say? Sorry for making the crowd laugh? Yeah, there you go. There's your apology.
Is that as close as I'm going to get?
I'm sorry that you didn't have a more original proposed
Nothing
story.
But oozing sarcasm. All right, well, I'll take what I can get. You did say you're sorry. So I think, who was it? I think Tony questioned whether I was from the South or not. And I wanted to ask you, am I from the South? Am I? Okay, so I'll tell you my history. Okay. So I was born in Midland, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lived in Livingston, New Mexico until I was 5. And then I moved to Oklahoma City, and that's where I grew up. And so whatever accents you hear in my voice is all from those regions. I grew up there until I was 17. And then I moved to deep East Texas. Lived there for at least a decade. And then I moved here. And I think everybody questions whether I even belong here.
Whether you belong here?
Fucking bug.
Yeah.
Somebody come up here and get this bug.
Well, it's obviously not from the
Alan,
south. You can't worry about
Can
it.
you come up here and get this bug? Yeah. Alan's our bug catcher.
Get over here.
Yeah.
Get your net.
Yeah, come on up here, Alan.
Get your net.
Come get the bug.
Grab your net.
Yeah. There's a little bug flying around here.
Grab your net.
Did he get it for real?
I'm impressed.
If he got it, I'm going to get him a beer later.
I guess we'll see.
I don't see the bug.
See, that's a man from the south.
Did you legit get that bug?
That's a man from the south.
Wow. Oh, okay. That's a southern man.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So I'm not from the south.
Well,
Could you have done that?
Yeah, I could have done that. You didn't ask. You didn't ask.
Just
me.
walk. That bug was right in front of your face. You didn't kill it. I saw it.
Well, I'm a pacifist too. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're saying you could if you wanted to.
Right. There it is.
Didn't get that bug. What a fraud. What a fucking fraud. Did you ever cut?
Get out of here.
Get out of here. We need a new bug catcher.
Alan the bug catcher.
Yeah.
Doesn't even sound good.
All right. I have a problem that maybe you can help me with. So my kids, they want to work with me. Like they want to work on projects. Like that bug just like hitting your neck, like it's like he's like loving on you, like kissing you over and over again. Do you feel that?
No, man. I think
He's right there.
I think. I get it.
Have you noticed these tiny little mosquitoes around here? Like last summer and all summers prior.
Are you an alien who's never seen bugs before?
There were like big, like mosquitoes with white stripes on them. They look like fucking vicious. You remember those mosquitoes?
Mm-mm. No.
You don't pay attention to bugs like I do. Yeah, they were like normal sized mosquitoes. I'm only saying big because
Sorry, I'm not schizophrenic.
we're in a new year. They were normal sized mosquitoes, but they looked vicious because they had like tattoos on their back and shit. And then
Yeah, tattoos.
and then this year rolls around and I don't see any of those. But have you seen the tiny little mosquitoes? Like I have a screened-in porch, and they're all over my porch. I think they're so small that they can get, and I can't even fill them. I cannot fill them. Like I was working, and there's like 2 on my hands.
Do they bite you?
Yeah, they'll bite you, and they don't make bumps, but they itch like fuck. Yeah, yeah. Am I the only one that's seen these tiny mosquitoes? Guys, don't make me feel crazy.
I think this is some sort of like Matrix indoctrination. You know, like they're sending these like cyborg little tiny bugs out and gathering data from you essentially.
Look, you're just projecting schizophrenia on me. I'm talking about real bugs.
Trying to make you freak out. No,
It's possible.
I haven't seen them though, Joe. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It seems like no one else in the studio has
Fine.
either.
All right. Anyway, we'll get back to my kids, but before we do, baptism or jet skis?
I already answered this.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Not on
baptism,
camera.
It's baptism by jet ski.
Baptism by jet ski.
Sea-doo. You have to get a sea-doo for that because you got to kind of dive into the water.
You know, I would tell you to go fuck yourself because you cheated, but that is such an interesting cheat. I think that I'll have to accept it, and we'll have to get some pastors to learn how to baptize. Like when I was 3, if my pastor had baptized me via jet ski, I wouldn't even be asking this fucking question.
You'd be dead. Yeah.
Just like drive along 50 miles an hour and say in Jesus' name and just toss me off the jet ski.
Full stop.
Well, because that is a true, like that is a baptism in many senses of the word.
Oh, yeah.
Not only are you being plunged into the body of Christ, but you're very, like the very integrity of your physical body is being tried by water. So if you survive, it is obvious that the Lord has seized you in that moment and wrapped you in a little Holy Ghost cocoon.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to start this church with you where we convince parents to baptize their babies via flying off of a jet ski.
Did you know that when things start going wrong in this studio, we all get together and we apologize to Jesus for all the things that we've said to him earlier in the day or about him? we shouldn't have been talking about Jesus like this. Like, well, it's like, take this shot, for example. These motherfuckers turned it on. They left all the little squares focusing on my face. Guys, that's on the show. You don't know this? Beep, 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 beep. What's going on?
So should we say sorry?
No, they're not sorry. They did it on
Did
purpose.
we say sorry? No, they're the ones.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that whoever turned that camera off and on doesn't know how to use it. And I want to apologize to Jesus for claiming that he would protect babies if we threw them off jet skis. Because that's obviously why this happened.
I apologize too.
Yep. So anyways, my kids will come and say that they want to work on a project with me. They want to help me set up shows. They want to be on shows. They want to do blah, blah, blah. Okay? And I tell them, great. You want to set up a show? Come and watch, observe until somebody involves you. And then they'll stand there for 5-10 minutes. 5 minutes. It's not long. Then they'll get bored and they'll go play on their phone. And then nobody involves them because they're playing on their phone. And then they'll come back to me, Daddy, I want to be in a project. And we go through this circle after circle after circle. And I need to know what I'm doing wrong. Because last week, my son came up to me and said, Daddy, why can't I do this? And I began this speech that I'm giving you right now. You've got to be nearby what's happening so that when there's something that we need from you, we can give it to you. And I started that, and DK cut me off and said, take this cord and wrap it up. And I was like, damn, maybe that's what I should have done.
That's two different parenting methods right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have asked him to wrap up the cord. Just wasn't ready quite yet.
Oh man, I like that.
Yeah.
I gotta give DK props. That's how my dad would have handled it.
Yeah. I think that there's part of my life in which my work ethic is very, very poor. Like, I don't like wrapping up wires, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think subconsciously, why would I teach that to my son?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I have...
You're above that.
The only motivation I have to wrap wires is because other people are standing around wrapping wires, and I don't want to be a dick.
Yeah. That's a good motivation, though. It's like, you don't want to
Yeah.
seem lazy. Or like
So if my son would stand there by me, like I stand there, I think I'm teaching him my way of working. Like, stand there until you feel bad about standing there and doing nothing. And then do whatever the guilt inside you compels you to do.
Well, then also, he's like playing with the phone, It's so easy to to not pay attention to what's going on and not get involved when you have a phone, a computer in your pocket to play games.
Yeah, well, I tell him, don't get on your phone. But he gives up, and then he gets on it.
You can say that as much as you want, but he's going to get on that phone.
Really?
He has it,
Yeah.
They're fun. The phones are fun.
Phones are fun. Phones are fun. Let's see, what time is it? We are getting close to the end of the show. Let's spend a couple more minutes and just talk quickly. I saved this to the end because I knew that there wouldn't be much substance to it. Tell me, where are you from?
You asshole. You're right.
Have you lived here all your
You're
life?
completely right. I'm from Milton, Florida, right down the road.
Yeah.
And now I'm in
Have you ever been out of Milton or Pensacola? Whoa! Actually, I think I hit a nerve. We had to spend a couple more minutes on this show, guys. Didn't we start late? Yeah, I'm owed a couple more minutes. Have you ever been outside of Milton or Pensacola?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I have.
Where have you been?
My favorite place that I've been, I'll tell you about that.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah? Why was Pennsylvania awesome?
We went to I went to this place called Cook's Forest, Pennsylvania, and that's like whenever I discovered the true beauty of nature, if you will.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just like a, what did you go, it was a park? Like a protected...
No, it was like a national forest.
Yes, I mean, a national park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parks, I didn't mean like slides and
There was a slide there.
merry-go-rounds and
It
stuff.
led to the river.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Georgia. I've been to
When you're trying to get out there and get to just pure nature and separate yourself from, from the shackles of humanity, the least that they could do is install a slide. That's what I say.
In an
Yeah.
ice cream shop, right in the
Yeah,
you take a bike to.
right. Because we're not serious. I mean, we don't really want to get out into nature for days at a time.
Yeah, it started raining when I was on a hike, and I almost shit my pants.
Our race did not work for thousands of years to invent cheap ways to build houses just so that we could sit out in the middle of trees with nothing to do for a solid week. Makes no sense. That's how I view it. I love nature, but
I think you gotta get back to it sometimes, because with all the technology we have, I don't think we're any more smart.
I'm all for setting the phones aside.
I don't think we're any more smart for having more technology.
Yeah. But have you ever set up a tent?
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
I mean, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but but whenever you're sleeping at night, you're grateful that you put that tent up.
They should just have tents, just like permanent tents out there.
Tent city? You mean we should all be homeless? Is what you're saying?
They should just have tents ready, like $10 a night for a tent. I'd pay $10 a night for
You ever heard of Skid Row?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more. I think you're more suited for Skid Row than society.
I thought you were talking about my underwear before I came here. And
I'm talking about the band.
oh. Okay, I think that's our time, man. I'm gonna serenade you. This was fun.
Was it? Oh, I mean, for you, it was fun for me. I had fun.
Never had that reaction from a guest. Was it?
It was a genuine.
Taji
Was I?
said, was it?
I meant, was I a good guest? That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, up until that point, then things took a sharp turn south. Yeah.
I enjoyed it, buddy.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to sing you a song. All right. Now, Jack, in this episode, I want many, many cuts to Zach. If he's ever looking longingly at me, you just capture that, okay? Perfect. Do you guys swear that the little sliver that I'm seeing there on the TV hasn't been on my show for the past 40 minutes? Okay. All right, I'll believe you. Can you hear that okay back there? I need sound confirmation. Let me tilt this down a little bit. They can hear it? All right. Dr. Jones is at his wit's end with me today.
Have you ever sang Mr. Jones to Dr. Jones? I know.
Mr. Jones and me, Dr. Jones and me. What are the words? Isn't there something about staring at the beautiful ladies? He would love to be in a song where he's portrayed it as staring at the beautiful ladies. That's so him. All right, let's give this a try. I think this is going to go well this week, guys. Feel good about it. Feel good about it. Lord on high, hear my prayer in my need. You have always been there. He is young, he's afraid. Let him rest. This isn't about you, I swear. Heaven bless. Darn it, you messed me up, Zach. All right, we're going to try that again. Let him rest. Heaven blessed. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. Our sons must die one by one. How soon they fly on, and I am old, and he is young. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give, let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. Thank you.
Damn it, Joey.
I can't tell you how much anxiety it caused me when I realized that you were going to think this song was about you.
Whenever you said he's only a boy, I about lost my shit.
No, that's a Les Miserables song. It's one of my favorites. It's when Jean Valjean falls in love with Marius, his fatherly love for his daughter's fiancé, and realizes that this is an amazing man, and this is the man that my daughter needs to spend the rest of her life with. But he was about to go into the French Revolution and risk his life and probably die. And this was the prayer that Jean Valjean prayed about Marius. Yeah.
Well,
beautiful song.
It's kind of our story, you know?
Yeah. You know, that's our show, guys. This is the middle of greatness. I hope you've enjoyed it. Zach, I had a lot of fun with you. You know, I don't think I've ever told you, but I count you as a friend, man.
I count you as a friend, too.
And I love you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Love
You going to come back on the show?
Anytime.
Good. All right. Fade this fucker out right now. That's it.